You from the great state of Illinois. I think I used to say it like that. I want to make a quick video, and I don't really get on here a lot. I want to make a video explaining my interview with Shelly the other day, who is a wonderful person, a nice person, honorable person, in my opinion. I've got word that VS Susie is on the rampage mad over the interview, and a lot of other stuff. And I want to say this: number one, I don't have a problem with no one. I'm not mad at no one. I don't have no ill feelings against no one. I'm past that YouTube beef stuff, and I hope that when people think about beef, they don't think about me. I pray to God that all the videos with me being stupid on there is taken off, because I don't want to be remembered for that. And number two, when I started cussing on here, which was one of the biggest mistakes I ever made, I got on here cussing out Vonnie Vaughn. At the time, her name was Vonnie Vaughn 45, and Nate, and I forgot the other girl from down south. You know, when people band together and start talking about you and don't know you personally, and let's get on this line, jump on it. It hurt real bad, but I'm past that. I'm not mad at no one. I'm not mad. So when I talked to Shelly, I'll be honest. Shelly asked me, "How you been doing?" You know, she was doing it as a friend. She wasn't talking no interview or nothing. She said, "How you been doing?" I said, "I'm doing real good." I said, I told her my mom passed away, and when my mom died, and I want to say this with respect. I'm kind of past that crying stage, but when my mom died, I want to look in the camera when I say this. You don't know what it feels like to see your whole world turned upside down until you look in a casket and see your mother. Your mother. Okay? Not only that, you're the one have to go to the funeral home. You're the one have to sign the papers. You're the one have to go home to her house and get an outfit for her to be buried in. You're the one have to do all this. I mean, it was mental hell. And so I did the funeral 1 week later. And when I did the funeral 1 week later, I had cousins on my mother's side going off 1 week later, because see, black people are used to having funerals 2 and 3 weeks later. Let people fly in, and that was one of the arguments. They said we got people that want to fly in. My mom had two kids, well, three: me, my oldest brother, and my adopted cousin. She adopted him when he was newborn, and now he's 34 or whatever. So we're all here. What's there to wait on? Whoever comes, come. If not, not. Her immediate is here. The kids are here. I had to pay for the funeral, which is no problem. I don't want to make this sound like a big deal. We're talking like paying cash, $100 bills, 2,700, something like that, 2,700. Put my mom away. My one cousin did the makeup, and I'm grateful for that. And um, I had to do the funeral and it's over with, or whatever. But the thing is, I talked to my mom 3 hours earlier on the phone. The last thing she said, "All right, I love you." I said, "I love you too." And I went over there right after work. As soon as I clocked out at 4:30, I believe I clocked out. Went to oh boy, what is that? It's a seafood place here in Illinois. Oh boy, Captain D's. I don't know if you all have ever heard of Captain D's, but here, Captain D's, and I took her a chicken fish plate, Captain D's, and I knock. Well, I didn't knock on the door. I have a key, but before I go to her room, I would announce myself. Because I never want to be a startle her because she's there by herself, and my cousin, but he was at work. He lived with her at the time, and so I called her name about 6 times. She didn't answer. And I'm like, "Oh my God, hello." I mean, I call her name over and over again 6 times. She didn't answer. So then I'm thinking maybe she's on the toilet. That's what I'm thinking. And I peep around the bathroom. She's not in there. Then I look in the room, look like she's asleep. Peaceful. Peaceful sleep, covered up in a blanket, just look peaceful. So I shook her toe. She had it's a thing when you have when the nerves in your feet is so powerful it's hard to walk. Neuropathy. She had neuropathy, so I did her toe like that. She didn't move. Then I did it like that. She didn't move. Then I went up to her face and put my hand right there, and I didn't feel nothing. I'm like, oh my God, is my mom dead? That's the first thing that came to my mind. My heart wasn't beating fast or nothing. It was just like you're in the zone. So at that point, I step out. I called 911. I told the lady I just walked in. My mom is dead, and she panicked. The 911 lady, what? And I said, yeah, yeah. I said, no, no, ma'am. Listen, she was sickly, and I'm her son. I just came over, and she's passed away. So I need you to call the ambulance. And I had to. She called the ambulance and the police. They came. Oh God, six deep, six, seven police cars deep, and then ambulance, fire department. And so after that, I had to call the funeral home who was going to pick up the body. I called Serenity, which is local here. They picked up the body, and I sat there and waited with my brother, some cousins, and wife, and everything. That was it. So you watch your mom being carried out in a body bag is a trip. Okay. Now I know it sounds like I'm talking like it's a movie, because if you all have not experienced that, the only thing I would tell you is when you're with your mom, take as many pictures as you can. I got thousands of pictures of my mom now, because 2 years before her death date, every time I was with her, I was taking pictures. I got a lot of pictures. So for some reason, it was just some saying she's sickly, take pictures. So if something happened, you got pictures. You got a lot of pictures. So pictures at church, pictures of her kissing me on my cheek and I'm going like this, just pictures. So um, a week later, she's buried. Well, I'm sorry, she was cremated. But my cousins then wanted to have a viewing. I want to honor her wishes by doing the cremation. You come and see an urn there. We just have a service and it's over with. They want to see a body, and and I hate cremation. Put me in a box and put me in a shelf. I don't want to go on the ground. Put me in a shelf. But that's what she wanted. So I was going to let me change hands. So I was going to honor her wish. So after the viewing, they cremated her, and then that was that. But I had cousins going off on me, going around telling people it's hard to bargain with him. He won't listen. But my phone number's not changed in 7 years. Why didn't they call me? Nobody ever called me, but they want to talk about me and never called me. So after that, after the funeral, doing the repast, where you're eating stuff, I had two, three cousins and family members. I'll be by tomorrow because I'm gonna call you tomorrow. I ain't heard from none of them yet, and they don't owe me nothing. Listen, they don't owe me nothing, but I haven't heard from one person, not one, not one. My mom, she prepared me well for this. She said that's how people are. She said when I'm dead, you're gonna see a different side of people. So I've had and I'm not gonna say a name on here, but I've had crazy stuff. I've had a close. No, I'm not gonna even say that. That'll start videos about me. But anyway, going through this, it just numbs you, and so I just made up my mind. I want to be a better person. I don't want to get on YouTube cussing somebody out, talking about Vonnie and her son, because I felt no no ill effects about it, because she talked about me and my daughter, lies, and I didn't care if I called her, whatever names I used, disgusting, fat, blah 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 blah. I just didn't care. But when you look in the casket at a woman's body, that will never talk to you again, that will never rub your hands again, never kiss you again, that will never call you on the phone again and say I love you. Your phone never rings no more with her voice. Um, it changes your perspective. So I'm saying this to say this, okay? When I talked to Shelly, she was asking about my well-being. It wasn't about no videos. And I said, I'm doing great. I just don't make videos no more. After I talked to Shelly, I told her, I said, I told Shelly this. I said, if you want to do a video or if you want to do an interview, let's do it. I said, you can ask me anything. And when I say that, that means you don't have to get me prepared for no questions. Just ask whatever you want, because I had nothing to hide. After I talked to Shelly, we talked a couple of days later, and she did the interview. Um, and now, as far as the interview, I don't hate People can ask me, how do you feel about VS, Susie? Listen, Susie can right now. You can go to Susie's page. Susie could talk about my grandmama. She can call me the biggest disciple fag or whatever word she used. I don't care. I don't care. I'm not gonna respond back because I went through pure hell. And let me see. I went through pure hell when my daughter said she was molested. When she first said it, I'm like, she messed who? I'm dumbfounded. This is new to me. Who did this? Then they kept saying, take the test, take the test. What test? You take a test. What test? And at one point, I was getting ready to call Steve Wilkos' show. You know, that big bodyguard for Jerry Springer. He got his own TV show now. And I was going to call him to do a lie detector test, but nobody wanted that. But anyway, I'll leave that alone. I was getting desperate because it's like, this is my name. And when somebody goes to everybody in your family saying that, you can't go back and say, no, I didn't raise her. She grew up in Texas. I'm in Illinois. When did this happen? So then I'm saying this stuff. I'm saying, excuse me, y'all. I keep getting these notifications on my screen. I'm saying all this stuff on YouTube, and Susan Hurd coming up with a plan where he said he didn't happen in Texas. So say it happened when you was in diapers. Say it happened when you was a baby. Okay, we're gonna say the other girl said it. I mean, it's like, oh my God. And by the way, my daughter, whose mom said that to what is it to tonight to help them say that uh, she, my daughter doesn't live with her. My daughter's in the same city with her, homeless. You say, why won't you open the door, Larry? We tried that. And my daughter didn't like it here, so I just, hey, you don't like it, and I got rules. We go to bed at night. We don't stay up 3 o'clock in the morning looking at internet with all the lights on all over the place. So she lives in Peoria, Illinois, with her mother. Well, no, she lives in Peoria, Illinois, and her mom has a big old 5-bedroom house and won't let her move in. She got her other kids there, but she won't let my daughter move in. So you know, uh, always read between the lines when somebody uh, says something or whatever. That was the darkest day of my life to have my daughter say that. I never, in my wildest expectations, thought that my daughter would say that. I thought we had a great relationship. Susie got my daughter's info off my Facebook page. So she went to Facebook, started talking to her, befriend her, changed phones. I'm like, okay, girl, guess and that's what it is. And I wasn't the best father as far as now. My fault as a father was not being there for my kids. See, when child support court slaps you with some child support and they taking over half your check, um, you go numb. I mean, how do I work? How do I survive? I mean, the way rent is, you got to find a woman that yeah, do it together because your check is gone. So I've slept in the back seat of my car. I've had to drive a car with no license. I've been pulled over without license. I mean, it's hell. But the whole thing is, um, I don't have a problem with Susie. Whatever Susie makes a video about me or with my name in it, you all don't hit me up and say anything. I don't care. Vonnie, if she comes back on YouTube, God bless Susie. God bless her. I don't have a problem with no one. No one. Okay, they can say whatever. Susie's claim to fame was saying I was going to jail back then. What was that? 5 years ago, and I'm still here. So, God bless you all. I'm finna get off here. If I can get off this thing.
Okay.
I've been on here so long, I don't even know how to do it.
Do what?
Wait a minute. I don't even know how to turn this off no more. That's a trip. You all, I don't know how to turn this off. I'm trying to cut this off.
Is he talking to himself again?
I'm talking to someone. Wait a minute.
Oh. I didn't know you was on the phone. I'm sorry.
I don't even know how to cut this off.